Good science, by definition, allows for more than one opinion. Otherwise, you merely have the will of one man, which is the basis of cult.
If it's not in frame, it doesn't exist.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Where you been?
Drunk.
Wendy, darling, light of my life.
What's your one purpose in life?
To explode, of course.
I like death with sex. How about you, Casey? You like sex with death?
Yeah, so fuck off and die.
Dude, he's right behind you. Why'd you spill your beans? I see him.
Why did I spill them, Tommy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which, that's a great painting. Did your dad paint that? Did you paint that?
Oh God, I wish, dude. No, David. So shout out to the old Passy out there. He got it for me for Christmas, I think, or something, or I can't even remember my birthday. And then there's behind me. You can't see it because I'm so broad.
Yeah.
I'm broad like a battleship or whatever he says. I can't remember. He talks about a ship that he's in love with. But there's the old Bill Murray.
Oh yeah,
too.
The actual
the actual Steve. Yeah. Steven.
You know, imagine if Bill Murray was in this movie. What would that be like?
That'd be weird. Bill Murray was the seagull.
It's just like two dudes, and then in the cast, you're like, Bill Murray is the seagull.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, dude, you know what's crazy? They used real seagulls. Okay.
They had to have. Yeah, I was watching it, and I was like, there's the scene where it's like it flies up to his window and like pecks on the window perfectly, and then like flies away, and I'm like, these are some trained seagulls, man. Like this is like there's a seagull trainer out there.
No, there was. It was hard to find.
Yeah, I imagine. That's a niche job.
So,
he's finally like, my time to shine, you know?
I know. Yeah, the guy who trains the seagulls, they're like, sir, we have a movie for you. And he's like, yes, I knew it.
He's just
I
like
knew it
in
35 years.
He's covered in bird shit.
Yeah, he calls his mom and he's like, I told you, Mom, they're going to love my goals. They're going to love my seabirds.
Anyway, this is the Goal to Cinema Knowledge podcast. That's the goal. You should have played the goal. Give me your best goal noise.
Oh, dude, I want to go
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. You should have been the mermaid when you're talking about
I know. Oh, dude, that mermaid ussy, dude, that's so good.
I kind of forgot about that.
I 100% forgot about that, but I can tell you they did a lot of little Edgar's did a lot of research for that mermaid pussy.
Good. Knowing him, I'm sure he spent way too much time being like, this is how it looks for the one close-up shot when he's whacking off and he looks down at the mermaid.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
When he copulates with the mermaid.
Yonic oyster vibes. Anyway, we're talking about the Lighthouse, right? If you're on YouTube, we're in black and white. I got a new camera, so hopefully, but it's not set up totally, but
it looks crisp. It looks a lot. It's
better
really
than my
crisp.
other one. I still have issues, but
freaking, it's better be like the reason we're watching Lighthouse is because it's Black and White month, and like, it's the most like true. It's next to like The Artist. It's the most like true to black and white for the era. Because the joke is, if you go far enough back in time, every movie's black and white. So you can't really, the fact that we're doing a Black and White month, we're doing like contemporary,
right?
Where this is like, this movie is, it's used, the amount of equipment that they use, it's like from the early 1900s is like wild.
They Frankensteined the cameras together to try and use like all these different old lenses that will work and everything like that. And I forget like the type of film they used. It's like orthochromatic or whatever, but it's like it cancels out reds, you know what I mean? So it gives it like the deeper black. This is the best looking black and white movie, modern black and white movie at least. I mean, all the other movies, like, don't get me wrong, Elephant Man looked good. Going back, Raging Bull looked amazing, but this movie looks so good. This movie is just so good.
We're talking contenders too, because the Tragedy of Macbeth is like the closest. It'd be like their contemporary in their time period. I mean, this was, Lighthouse came out in 19, and I think the Tragedy of Macbeth was 2021, 22.
One of those.
So, just a few years difference. So that's a drop in the bucket. There's really not a big technological advance, and I feel like this movie looks better.
Well, that movie is buttery smooth. This movie's like grainy in the right way, and it has like such a high contrast to shadow that they both use shadows like amazingly. And it's like if you're doing contemporary, like a very atmospheric mood piece, which they both are, you have to, you know what I mean, really lean into it. And but yeah, this movie just, it's got texture, baby. It's got so much texture.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. This honestly, if somebody from the past had a time machine and they came here and they're like, I just watched Sunrise, and then they're like, what are movies now? And then they happen to watch Lighthouse, they'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm very familiar. They're like, oh, they're talking, which is kind of like not a foreign concept.
I know talking,
but they'd be like, right. Oh wow, this is like crazy technologically advanced film, but it looks just like a movie from the early 1900s.
It does, so. but with all the tricks of like modern things, like it's got a lot of modern tricks and stuff. But like when it's just two dudes talking back and forth, I'm like, yeah, dude, this could be directly out of like the 30s. You know what I mean? For sure. When it's just the two 100%. Dudes, like it looks so good. But then it's like they got all the tricks. There's like that one shot when right after he kills the goal by the cistern, it pans over and then it like dollies all the way up to the top and to the top of the fucking lighthouse, and the wind changes. It's so good. Rock hard, dude.
Yeah.
So as it went up, so did I, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well that was the whole thing. Eggers like he was like, the lighthouse is a penis. He wasn't hiding the fact.
No.
He was just like, that's what I wrote it. I thought everybody knew it was a penis.
Obviously. I know, right? Yeah, I don't know. This weird. I forgot how sexual this movie is. Anyway, before we get into it, I don't know if I can do a synopsis for this movie, but very, very basically, two guys go to the lighthouse. It's like late 1800s. They go to the lighthouse to tend the lighthouse. One's an older guy, Willem Dafoe. One's a younger guy, Robert Pattinson, who's new at it. And, Willem Dafoe's the boss and starts bossing him around a whole bunch. And he only tends the light. And Robert Pattinson starts getting all resentful, and he gets to do all the shit work and literally throws shit into the wind, and it gets in his face. And it's all very symbolic and like a lot of weird. It's a very weird movie, but basically it boils to a head. They don't get picked up when they're supposed to, probably. But who knows? It's been days or weeks. Who knows? Since, and then eventually they finally come to a head. He kills Willem Dafoe, and he gets to see the light, and it like drives him mad, or it's eldritch, or it's an allegory, or it's a myth, a Prometheus myth. You know what I mean? It's a million things. It's a weird movie, but boy, that's why I like it.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think it's like. To your like credit, thanks for the synopsis.
Oh, you're good. That's for your mom.
I know, right? Yeah, and right. She just, she'll. I would love for her to see this. I think she'd like it, but it's slow. But anyways, for her, for me,
for your layman,
for me personally, this is
not for us at the Cult of Cinema Knowledge.
No. Yeah, like if you're tuning into this, thank you. We appreciate it. No matter who you are, and if you like this movie, then you are. Google
one of us, yeah.
But I think it's like all of the different ideas. So this is kind of like Eggers mainly makes a movie, and there's like one through line, and he just researches that and kind of does that, and he doesn't really mix things too much. Like, I mean, like he does clearly, like that's just making movies, any kind of art form. You mix a lot of different aspects, but like The Witch, that takes place one time period, stays very, very true to its time period, and then the aspect of like the the witch in it, and that's just like even folklore. So he actually kind of stays in this time period a little bit, but he doesn't mix other folklores. Those like folklores exist together. Salem witch trials, all that. Where this movie is like 5 different. It is like Prometheus, but then it's an old. It comes from this like, what was it called? Smithy. Oh, Smalls Lighthouse. If you look up Smalls Lighthouse,
I saw something about
that's
that.
What that's what it's based off of for the narrative. But then it's like the
things,
thematic.
dude.
mixes together, and then like you said, it's got some like it 100% has like body horror and like
There's
you
like
know, Cthulhu
weird
style
psychosexual stuff going on. Like that's the thing.
Yes,
so
right, and
this
that too.
movie,
Yeah, where it's like the Northman. It doesn't really mix that much together from what it is. From like it just stays on like one linear plane.
This is like the
but,
it does take in the legend of like the lighthouse keepers and like the men at sea. Like it all fits the vibe. Like none of it feels out of place to what's going on.
But it's a
and I
bunch
think
of different.
That's the point, right?
It's like a bunch of different things too, because like it's what's cool about it is like the island is a mystery. Like we don't really know. Like through the like the dialogue, you can tell they're in Maine. They talk about that a little bit, but where they are like in real life, you don't really know. Like it's a mystery because like it is fictitious. Like this island's fake. They didn't shoot it on like a real island.
You telling me they didn't actually go back in time? Because it looks like they did. Like just the set and everything.
Right. No, yeah. But it's all 100% built. They were in like Croatia and they built it off of a peninsula. So if you go to r/coldest of knowledge,
I thought you were going to say go to
on
Croatia.
Reddit, if you go to Croatia, you can probably still see the set, but probably not actually. But go to our Reddit. I finally posted the making of. I actually did follow up and post.
I saw that
a video on there.
I haven't watched it, but I saw you posted it.
It's cool. It gives quite a bit of insight on how it's made.
That's the thing I like about this movie. Well, one of the many things I like about this movie, that it's just like there are so many different ways to watch this movie, because it's like my wife didn't watch it with me, but she's seen it before. This is like my third or fourth time. This is like my fourth time watching it, I think. And it's like every time you watch it, you can look at it from you can interpret it a different way.
Oh,
right.
Totally.
It's like you could just watch it and it's two guys go crazy. The one guy goes a little crazy, kills the other guy. You know what I mean? You could just totally take that from it, and that totally works. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, they're the same person, and he's the older version, and they're like in a loop, you know?
Right.
And I still think that maybe that's true, because it's like with him falling and breaking his leg and everything.
That's the whole thing. Him falling and breaking his leg. Cause like up until that point, I'm like, oh, I like it more that there's like, they are just similar. And you know, it's like, I think it's one of those things. That's what I'm saying. Like this movie is so packed with what it could be that it's actually like, it's probably one of the most like, interpreted films. Like a lot of movies you can be like, oh, I can interpret this a different way, but this movie is like so open.
There's no definitive answers, and it's like I kind of love that, and it's like it's kind of like you say, it's like it's got like a lot of stuff coming at it, like because even with like if he's like kind of repeating, it's like an allegory, he's like doomed to repeat his fate or whatever, and it's like cursed or whatever. It's like that's the whole other like pushing the boulder up for eternity. It's like a totally other myth. And,
right.
It's
and it's purgatory, which is totally a different kind of that's not a Greek mythology.
There's no very Lynch where he's like, I don't know, you know, it's like it is what it is, and it's a piece of art that it's like there's no correct answer. It's not like a puzzle box where it's like, oh, this is what it's about. It's like it could be about a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just so goddamn enjoyable. I don't know, like as soon as I sat down, the atmosphere immediately just like it just comes in, you know, you get the A24 logo, you get Lighthouse, and then it's just like the fucking score and then the horn.
Foghorn. Yeah.
From the get-go. And then obviously Willem Dafoe is like top 3 favorite actors for me. Willem Dafoe is a goddamn legend, and he's so fucking good in this movie. And so is Robert Pattinson. He's one of the best of his generation. But man, everything about this movie, it's for me.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how much it immediately sucked me back in, because I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to watch this, but I've seen it a handful of times. And then as soon as I put it on, though, I was just like laser focused in on it.
Yeah. No, I totally.
Because you could just take it as just the performances and stuff. Like, it's just so good.
Well, and I totally don't remember it. So this is my second time seeing it. I only saw it in theaters the weekend it opened. So, you know, it's over 6 years ago now, I guess, technically, or whatever, 6 years ago. And so I'm like, it's funny because I have like it's like I remember the movie so vividly and so well, but as I was watching it, I was like, I don't remember how fast it just dips into it. It's just like, it's like they get there. It's not even, it's just like all you learn is like, all right, this is you, this is me. Here we go. And then he goes out and then like, he's like already finding the mermaid sculpture.
He
thing,
finds the sculpture before any dialogue is spoken.
Yeah,
He literally
before
sits
any
down.
yeah.
There's 2 farts and then he
Yeah,
finds it. you
that's
know?
right.
Like,
Right. He finds it. And then he like, there might not even be dialogue. And then he goes outside and he like starts seeing things already. Like it's it's like crazy how fast it like gets into like the visual hallucination. And like it's already disorienting like in the first, 15 minutes. And I really like, I was like, oh, I was not ready for that. And I loved it. It was amazing. And I remember all the big vivid points. Like I love when William Dafoe's up there, like gratifying himself. And then he sees like the goop falling, and it's like the slithering of the tentacle and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's one of those movies that it teases you the whole time. Like I kept kind of like wanting something more. Like I wanted some big bombastic, like maybe body horror or some sea monster or something bigger. But then it's like I'd get like a big bombastic piece of dialogue and I would just melt. I'd forget.
Yeah.
Like when he does his Hark monologue, the "Do you like my lobster?" or whatever. Are you fond of my lobster?
The fucking sea curse is
the coolest.
It's the best. It's like my favorite monologue in like modern cinema. Like it is so good. And just because that's the thing too about the script in this, and it's like I know part of the reason why Willem Dafoe wanted to do it and everything is because obviously Robert Eggers is such a stickler to like history, and so it's like the first time I saw it in theaters, I feel like I missed like a third of the dialogue.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%.
I got more over time, and then obviously now I just watch it with the subtitles on, and it's just like the dialogue is so rich and like poetic, especially when Wake talks or old or whatever you want to call it. He's literally called old in the script. It's young and old is what they're just called in the script.
Right.
And
but they're both Thomas though. That's what's fun.
And again,
that's
it's like,
fun.
are
because
they the same person? Like who knows?
That's from but in Smalls,
they're the same. They're both called the same
Smalls,
thing, right?
Yeah, they're both Thomas, and then in that one, it's more of like a telltale heart. Like the old guy dies, and then he like buries him, but then he starts seeing visions of him,
Yeah.
And so it's more like that.
Yeah, I
like
saw that. And it's like who knows how much of that is like myth now,
but
at this point. But it's like I read that it's like he put him in like a coffin to preserve him, but then like the wind like blew his arm out, and like he thought it was like waving and stuff, and it, like drove him mad and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's like just such a fun setting. Like honestly, this is my favorite Eggers movie, just because it's so
well, like,
wonky, dude.
That's
it's
tough.
just crazy.
I don't know. The Witch, it's like it's tough for me because I think The Witch has that like first like that like freshman appeal to it where it's like all of his ideas are put into one, but this is he said, Edgar said himself, that this is his favorite movie. This feels like the vision in his head he put onto film like the most accurately out of any movie he's ever made, which I think is pretty cool. I wonder if he says that now about Nosferatu, though, because that's like
I want to watch Nosferatu again.
He's wanted to make Nosferatu since he was like 8 years old. So like the fact that he finally got to do it and it was so good, I just I'm curious what he feels like. But
all his movies are good. I'm a Northman apologist. Everyone doesn't like the Northman. But
I liked the Northman.
It's his weakest movie, I think, of the four. I guess he's only done. God, the guy's batting 1,000.
I know he really is. Yeah, because it's funny to be like the Northman's not very good, but I would take the Northman over
so 99% of other movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. But anyways, back to William Dafoe. That mother flipper will put 110,000% into every performance he does. Like no matter what, even in Beetlejuice, he's the best part.
Oh man,
he's in that, and it's like it's so depressing because it's like, why, William? Why? But he's so good in it. Dude. Even still, I still couldn't finish the movie, but but it's like when he was in it, I was very happy to see him. But
Willem Dafoe, he's the best part about any movie he's in for me. Honestly, like even remember I still think about his performance in Existence, right? The Cronenberg one, where he's just like he's the gas station guy and his name's like Oil, and he's like, and like that's it.
He was barely in it, yeah.
But
yeah,
he's so good, dude. He's so good at
he's
everything.
so good. No, everything he does, he's 110%, of course, you know.
And he seems like such a
I
nice
like him
dude. I hope he's not a
I love him in
pedophile
Wes
or
Anderson.
something. You know what I mean?
Clearly.
Like,
Oh, I know, dude. He's probably eating real human. Like he feels
that's
like
okay,
a cannibal.
though.
He's got
that's
that.
different.
No, right, yeah.
He's got the
I'm
teeth
sure it was
of a
like
cannibal.
consent.
Yeah.
He feels like a guy who's like he was on holiday and they were like, eat this like monkey brain, and then it was like human. But no, dude, his acting in this is amazing. But you know what's crazy? The burial scene, which is that's like my second favorite monologue in that.
So good.
When he's monologuing through getting buried alive, and like,
It's just like
and it's
in
just
his
like
mouth.
it is,
So
it's in
good.
his mouth, and he's just like, it's like he's just going. It's like he's going for it. He's such a professional, man. Goddamn. So
Yes, he's the best.
but that was the second day of filming.
Seriously, the
was
dog
the
stuff.
second fucking day. Yes, when he's a dog and he gets buried alive is the second fucking day.
That's hilarious because I know
That is,
I've seen a
it's
couple
brutal.
interviews with like Robert Pattinson talking about it, and he's just like, I was nervous about like all the old language, and like I didn't know what Willem was gonna do, and like all this, and it's just the two of us, and like we were just trying to go through rehearsals, and I was so nervous about it. So it's so funny that it's just like I imagine on the second day he's just like woof woof, and he's like, "Come on, dog," you know, like
yeah. Oh,
Which speaking
but,
of, I always, this is the one thing I kind of forgot. This, like, I always get something new every time I watch this, and that's another reason why I love it. Is there's just so much meat. There's just so many things to just like focus on.
Oh,
But I had forgotten, like I had known about all the stuff about like desire and like the sexuality and like Robert Pattinson's character, and he's like whacking off all the time. They're both whacking off all the time, but the weird like psychosexual stuff between them, they're like fighting and dancing, and then like he like it was like watching him through the shutters, and it's like his bare ass is up and he's just like gently humping the bed, and it's just like this weird. And there's even a fucking Oedipus thing because he calls to fucking, there's so many just touches on so many weird things where it's like Willem Dafoe is like a father figure, and he's like, "You're not my dad," you know, later to Robert Pattinson, and he refers to the light as like his wife and like his lover, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She,
No,
you
that's
know,
that's
I tend
literally
to, and so it's like he
Yeah.
kills his dad to go be with the light, which is also some eldritch god.
Well, no, that is
dude,
that is Prometheus, dude.
Yeah,
Prometheus
it's all-
sils fire from Zeus.
That's
or
what I'm saying.
From
In
whoever,
this one, it's the
stills fire.
Freudian
It's-
sexuality thing,
Yeah.
you know, of like,
And like, well, he stills fire because it's like, to like appease his mom and shit. And so it's like, it's totally that story, but mixed with an old sailor's tale, an old yarn. When he's like, your yarn, you know, you're tying a yarn like all the time. And he's like, I love when he's like, oh, he's like, you smell. I'm tired of smelling your balls. You smell like an onion fucked a farm shit house.
yeah, it's
So
just like
good.
the jism and all the farts.
Yeah, the farm. Yeah,
That's the-
Pattinson gets
scream-
his
it's
moment.
the best delivery, dude.
Scream. Yes.
Like, that's the thing too. And then of course they're just drinking turpentine and honey, dude. It's so good.
I know, of course. Yeah, of course. It's like it's going to some master territory, but
I know.
like, well, dude, it like so. They filmed. So it's weird. It's like on set, Willem Dafoe was super like boisterous and like really fun to be around, but after they would finish shooting, and they would shoot, it was brutal. The shooting conditions were brutal. Like
Heard that.
they didn't use like any rain machines on set.
Oh, it's just pouring.
Later, they had to do catch-ups, or not catch-ups, my God, pickups. And so then they would shoot. They would
Yummy.
shoot like they used. Yeah, then they used a rain machine there, but it's like on set, like it was raining so poorly that they're so badly that they could film. It was like crazy, but oh, I can't even remember. Oh no, I wanted to talk about the sexual stuff real quick. Okay, so we're on this. Well, I'm like, okay, man, it's so hard. This movie has like so many layers. So when he has the visions of his like the dock work or the log man, I can't remember what they call him. But
the timberman that he worked with, the
timberman.
actual
Yeah,
Winslow, the real Winslow.
Yeah, real Winslow. who he was gonna kill, but then he didn't kill, but then you're not really sure if he did kill him or not.
Yeah.
You know, that whole mystery
guilt.
there too.
Yeah,
which
his
is great.
whole, like-
his like the guilt that he's holding, the spilled his
Why'd
the
you spill your
he's
beans?
spilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beans that he spills. Is that? But then I'm like, but then there's a point where he's having sex with the mermaid, and it's like showing him again too, and it's like this mix between visions, and then when he's like later when he's actually beating up Willem Dafoe, when he's beating him up and he can see him, and the woman and stuff, and it's like all this like barrage. I'm like, is he hiding like homosexuality tendencies? Like, were they lovers, and then he killed him because he was afraid it was going to get out, and like that's
like,
what he's
let
running
him die
from
or something. Yeah, like something.
yeah, or let him.
right?
Yeah, like didn't help him because it's like he was
Again,
with him, and that
I can totally
is like,
see that.
and then
that's
that's
an
a
angle
layer.
of the movie you can just
That's
you
a
can
layer
dig
that
into.
like he's running away from like who he is, like his sexuality, and that's like I think that's what makes it so difficult for him to climax to like a woman, and then like
Woman,
the only
fish,
time
whatever,
well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but she's got breasts, she's got like the right parts up top, and I guess pretty much the right parts on the bottom too for
Why not?
for him, yeah, but that was an interesting thing. I'm like that adds a layer to his character and who he is and how he operates, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was like something in there. I didn't find anything to like confirm that,
Well,
but I just
again,
on this
there's
watch
no-
I was kind of like,
there's no
I
real
get that
answers.
vibe.
Yeah, totally. I totally get that too. 'cause
Yeah.
the real Winslow, he's hot. You know what I mean? He's got that.
Oh, he was-
Freddie
dude, he was-
Mercury
he was hella-
mustache
yeah.
too. You know, like
No, he looked like a fucking bomber pilot. Like he looked like
Yeah.
they were well, dude. And you know what? Oh, dude. Okay, if we're talking on sexy facial hair, freaking Willem Dafoe and Rob Pat both have natural facial hair. That's all real.
no,
They
everything
they
feels
grew it
real.
out.
Like I feel like
and like
they just like this is actually just their ancestors. You know what I mean? 'Cause
I know. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is they just
Like-
they found old archive footage.
like
They're
Rob
just
Pat is
edited
obviously
together.
great, but like Willem Dafoe, just like the way he carries himself, his inflections, like it's so fucking again such a professional. It's so effortless. His character, like the way he's speaking this crazy dialogue, and he's always gaslighting him, and just
I know. Well, and that adds into it too, where you're like, I'm almost like, I think that
I'm getting
Thomas,
gaslighted.
like
This movie's
actually,
gaslighting me, dude.
No, literally though, I think that William Dafoe doesn't remember either. I think when he leaves, like when he destroyed the boat and he comes in and he's like, you destroyed the boat. He's like there's so many lies that he has just to protect the lighthouse. Like just so he can be in the lighthouse. It's like, he's starting to fray.
I know. He's like,
Dude,
I've been telling you. He's like, it's been weeks since we're supposed to have been picked up, and he's
Yeah.
like, what? I thought it was today. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and he's like,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
telling you to not go through the provisions, and it's like, obviously, it's the booze. As soon as they
Yeah.
go dig it up, it's like not
Yeah.
the provisions. I don't know, because there is a whole thing too about just like alcohol, and he's got his opinion on it, and he's like, that's the only thing to keep a man sane is the drink, and then he's like, yeah, it keeps him stupid, but then obviously they both start sucking down turpentine by the end of it, which is just it's too good. And then it's like you got the body horror too, but it's just a smidge because it's like there's the tentacles, but it's
true,
crazy
when
that
he-
they
when
went
he
through the
turns into that.
makeup, and he's like the fucking
Yeah.
Triton sea god or whatever, but he's got all the corals coming out of him
Yeah.
for like one
That's sick.
shot, dude. It's like one shot. It's like us, like 2 seconds maybe, and he's like wailing on him, and I don't know, just the effort that they went through for every little thing in this movie, for just two dudes in a lighthouse too, is so good. And they just got all the tricks in the bag, man. Like the scene, so many scenes stay with me. You know what I mean? The whole atmosphere and the whole vibe. Like you almost can't watch the scene. Like just pick a scene, other than the monologues are all just I can watch those all day. But just leading all up, and then he finally sees the light, and then it's just like he goes mad, and it's like it gets so bright it almost looks like a negative, and the audio is like so crisped out. It's like this movie is you can't peg a genre because it's hilarious, it's terrifying, it's fucking like
then and then like you said, it's strict drama too. It could just it like there's so much of it that like you could interpret it as it's almost one of those things where I'm like, it's like a Wes Anderson film to me, where like I don't find it's like funny, but it's funny because it's like it's kind of awkward, and it's like and it's so sometimes it's like so outlandish that you're just like, whoa, this is like it can't be these characters can't be real. And like there's a point where Robert Pattinson says like you're a caricature, like you're
he's like you're a goddamn parody.
You're a parody of like the pirate life, because of all the misinformation
and all
that
his
he tells,
lies.
and all the
he's
all
got a
his
different
lies.
story about his leg every time, which is also super suspect about like, and then he snaps his leg at the end.
Right, exactly. That's why I feel like
that was my first initial viewing, but like that's the thing.
It is him. I feel like it is like he's just living on this. He's living on purgatory, and he's doomed to repeat it because that's what happens to like Prometheus. He gets his liver eaten out by an
everyone
eagle.
needs. And this is no shame towards any of these movies because I love them, but like everyone needs a weird movie like this to be like Fight Club or something where it's like you watch it and then you're like, oh my God, this is the answer. It was this the whole time. And so I do feel like a lot of discourse around this was like, actually, they were one person the whole time. And I'm like, yes and no. Like that's
right. They weren't, because if you watch it,
that's why I watch.
They're two different people.
That's why I love Lynch movies so much, is because it's like there's just no answers. There's no definitive answer. There's so many different ways to take it, and then every time you watch it, like I think this movie is a required repeat viewing for different reasons, because I think you can get a lot out of it just watching it once. But it's just like there's just so many things to grab onto, and that's like performances. And absolutely gorgeous technical fucking
there are
look
blink and you miss it details.
Oh yeah.
Like a blink and you miss it detail. And I found this time watching it, when he pulls it up, I don't know why it's so obvious watching it this time. But when I first saw it, I didn't notice that the seagull was missing an eye, and then the severed head in the crab bucket and the crab trap is missing that same eye. And like, so I'm like, I feel like Thomas did kill him at one point and threw him off the island. Like if you think of just like a more straightforward narrative, like all the stuff that happens that's outlandish is all just like figment of imagination, exhaustion, typical like
you totally
isolation,
read it like that.
And then like, and so Thomas originally on one of his first like stays, I think that he's the guy, because remember he tells the story about how a guy got stuck on there for like over 7 months, because the weather turned. I feel like it was him, and that's when he killed the second mate, and then was like, oh, he died, because no one says anything, and then this is him coming back with a new guy, and
that's
so I don't know.
That's why like these like I like surreal movies so much, is because when
they're done well too.
When they're done well, especially, right? It's like they exist outside of reality, where it's like you don't. I don't know. There's no literal. Nothing is literal necessarily. Like you're like, these are, at the end of the day, this is a story that is being told in a very strange, almost old school mythical legend kind of way, where it's not like, oh, so he's a guy and this is what happened type of thing. It's like you can look at it that way, but it's like, and that's what makes it good too. It's not like so confusing that you can't look at it that way.
Right.
That's like the one thing with some Lynch movies where you're like,
yes, Lynch is alienating.
Yeah.
Because you just have like a huge like fucking saxophone riff for like 13 minutes, and some guy's just like walking down the road in
reverse, right?
Being weird. And so like, that's like, it's harder to interpret a Lynch film where this is like, it's hard to there's no right or wrong, but like that's what's so nice. It flows so well narratively. Like all the things, like the repeat viewings, you're like, oh, this correlates to this. Like the seagull missing an eye and that guy missing an eye, those correlate. What their connection is, no one has any idea. There isn't a definitive answer.
I don't think
but
Eggers,
it's cool.
I think he's just like, it all comes. It's all together. It's all one thing.
Yeah.
It's all
and
the
when
Lighthouse,
when you live in like quote unquote like that surreal dream reality where he's starting to see hallucinations and stuff, it's like then you do step into like Lynch territory where you're allowed to just kind of do whatever you want, and as long as it's like thematic, and it works.
Well,
it works for the character individually too. then that helps. It doesn't really matter what the plot is.
Well, it all
just as long
serves
as
the atmosphere. Like this movie's got like
Totally,
the best atmosphere of like almost any movie I can think of right now. Because it's like, I even saw a thing. It was like a quote from I think the cinematographer where he was like, Edgar said, "Atmosphere first, and then everything will come second." Like
Yeah,
it's
right.
like this is how it's gonna be, how it's gonna feel, in the editing and the cinematography and the performances and the score, which is like classical. Like it's very just like a lot of low notes, and then you get like a hardcore shining like crazy stings of like when things are shocking, like even especially when Defoe runs out with
And
the
when-
axe at the end.
When they're traveling, yes, a lot of travel. Even when he's like traveling with the wheelbarrow and stuff, there's like good score happening, and it's like yeah, the score works really well, and especially between night and day, they do that.
I
Really
wonder
well.
if
I feel like
during
it's more
the
intense at
first
night.
cut they had the foghorn going the entire runtime.
No,
and then
dude,
they're like,
no.
nah, we can't do that. That's
Yeah.
too much.
No, I like. There is more
distracting.
foghorn in this
Yeah.
than like I can't. I should go. I can't remember my Letterboxd review for this back in the day. I was like, "Wow, this is like amazing," because it's just like that. Like the foghorn is like, they like shove it in at the beginning, and it kind of gets you like unnerved, and like you're like, okay, are they gonna do this forever? It's like almost kind of like they can't, but then you're kind of like, oh, maybe they will, and then they don't, but then they bring it back in like such like perfect, like, because for a fact it's not like the foghorn was going and they edited around the foghorn.
No.
They added the foghorn in all of that because 100% of all the sets, that island, 100% of it is built. So it's like, it's not like the foghorn was a real foghorn that was just
Right.
going. They added in, and it.
I wouldn't be
think they-
surprised though. Eggers is just like, no, we need to get to the authenticity, the
Well,
realism.
no, dude. So they tried really hard, and they could not find. And they went to every single lighthouse in Canada and the U.S. to try to film on location, and there wasn't a single lighthouse that existed that they were allowed to film in, and B fit the
Had
vibe
the
at
look.
all.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, had the
the
look.
desolation, the isolation,
Yeah,
and the like constant passage of time that is so steady, and that's like with the foghorn and the light that just like,
Yes.
you can't let the light die. That it's like you're constantly reminded that you're always there, but then to the point where time loses all meaning, and then obviously they're like, you don't know how long they're there. How long have we been on this rock?
Yeah.
2 days, 5 weeks,
2 days, 5 weeks.
Help
yeah.
me
Well,
to
that goes back to my
recollect.
that goes back to my like night and day in this too, is really cool, because it's like when the light isn't happening and they have to fill their time. A lot of their time is filled with waiting for the light to come back, like waiting for it to get dark so that they can like get back into the lighthouse. Like the whole time Rob Pat's doing work, he's like thinking about it. Even it's like, that's what's so good. This movie does such a good job at creating like an atmosphere, but like letting it's all Rob Pat's doing really, where like you can tell when he's working on tasks, he's like thinking about it. And they do a lot of him like it's like whenever he like leaves a room, he looks towards the lighthouse, even though he can't see it, he's always like kind of like looking towards it. It's always like calling to him.
You have like Willem Dafoe being all creepy up there, but it's also just like it always sees. It's the unknowable, the unobtainable, but it's also kind of always watching him, and it's like it's got this underlayer of shame and guilt, for whatever his murder or his sexuality or whatever.
Well, and that's I know,
It's
right?
like
I
always
think
there,
like
just like the shame.
yeah,
But yeah, he's always
the
like
phallic,
looking over
the phallic symbol.
Yeah, oh yeah, baby. It's like he's always just looking over his shoulder, you know what I mean, at it too. It's like he wants it and he fears it, and that's what makes it such a good, weird, like cosmic horror kind of almost entity at this point, is because it's literally a light at the top of a lighthouse, but it takes on so much that it becomes so much more than that. Even when you don't get into all the like, symbolism and mythology, it's just like it's so built up that it's like this thing, because it's like that's one thing you can't really misinterpret. Really, it's like, oh, it drives him mad or something at the end. It's too beautiful, it's too much, it's too intense, and so it's like when he's up there and he finally sees it, and he gives Willem Dafoe that juicy axe chop.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Chunk.
and so he's covered in blood. Do you know what's so sick? How they shot that? is so the lens had a filter on it that cut the red light, so it's like
black.
So they're
yeah.
Yeah, so they're and it so it really gave a lot more detail to the skin too, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, it makes you look super ragged.
What they did is they took that lens off to shoot that scene, and then they built a light that was a red light, and it slowly changed. So it would I can't remember, it either turned red or no, vice versa. So it was a red light to mimic the filter. And then they slowly took the red light away, and I think to a blue light or something. I can't remember exactly. But they changed the light temperature, and so it blows him out. That's how come he starts getting like
and it almost looks like negative,
almost
like it's because it's
right,
so
like
drastic.
It's just cool how it's like the film that they were using that what is it? It's X5522.
Well, that's like the type of film, but that's like style
like the
film
exposure.
Is like ortho something.
Oh, sure, yeah. But so like the film itself, it needed so much light for to capture any picture that as they started changing the light and taking it away, and it just like totally changes that. It almost, I mean, like you're saying negative, but it's like blowing it out in a weird way. It's like,
I know I saw
so
something
cool.
about how a lot of the crew members even had to wear sunglasses on set and inside.
Yeah, well,
at night because it's just like they needed so much light for the film type and the camera, like Frankenstein camera that they used to get those shadows. And it pays off. And that's so cool what you're saying about the shift in color tone, to use that to affect the look of a black and white film.
Right. Not in post.
Perfection.
Too. That's
exactly.
What's so fucking sick
it's
too.
So good.
Is that it's like Eggers likes to use as little, CG as possible. Like
sure.
He has to, because it's like, that's making a film, but it's like, in this day and age, especially too, it's like to do something, he does it practical and then he cleans it up with CG like everyone. But anyways, he likes to do practical as much as possible, especially those kind of film camera stuff. And especially with this kind of vibe, where like this movie doesn't have very much action, there's not big, big set pieces. It's like the whole thing is a big set, but in the sense of like, there's not big moving pieces, nothing really like completely burns down crazy, I mean, they're like, they
first
have
time
like
I saw it, I thought it was going to go that route, because it's like it's hard to deny how good, after a crazy shit hits the fan and people go crazy, a burning lighthouse in the background. It's hard to deny that imagery. So I thought for sure they were going to go that route. But
I thought they'd go that route for sure too. But I really liked the water aspect, where it's like this whole movie is waterlogged. I felt drenched.
It's so
wet. The whole time it's so wet. Like, and everything about it, it's like, it's so time period, like perfect, that like, I'm just like, God, it's so much fucking work, man. Like, it's so just like, just to exist.
It's like the effort. They're so good at what they do, everyone involved, that it's like, I notice the effort, but it feels effortless.
It does. I mean? Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's like, to see it, these are like masters of their craft, because it's like, it feels so effortless to us, but then like looking at the details, it's great. What's really funny? The lighthouse. So they built the like Fresnel lens that is in a classic lighthouse, like he had to, they didn't buy one, they just built it, which I'm surprised. I wonder, I didn't look that up to see, like, you'll be interested in the budget. It's actually crazy. I'll have you guess. But anyways, they replicate the Fresnel lens for the lighthouse, and then they throw up a bunch of their own studio lights in it. And since they're shooting at night, and they're on a peninsula in Croatia, they're not very far. I think they're like a mile away from a town. And the light is blasting the town at night. They can see it lighting up people's rooms. They can see it, like, it's like the light is so strong coming through that like they can see people's windows lighting up, and they can see inside of their rooms when they were there. And I'm just like, that's so funny. Like, God, it'd be so sick to be there and like, I don't know, to have seen this. It's like, it's so cool. But like, apparently Rob Pat and William Dafoe, they didn't talk to each other the entire time. Like they would barely half-ass rehearse. They would block, basically. That's all they would do. And then they would do their dialogue together, and like they'd be so exhausted that they wouldn't hang out. And William Dafoe would go, and he actually lived in a little like fisherman's hut the whole time on set, where Rob Pat like would just go back to town with everybody else with the crew. But like that's what's so funny is like Willem Dafoe stayed isolated off set. So on set he was really like, you know, probably like jonesing for social connection, and so he's really friendly. But I think it adds to his character for sure.
It looks exhausting, like because that's the thing too. It's like these performances, especially Dafoe's, it just goes so hard all the time. He's like he switches from like insane and accusatory and like bossing to like laughing and joking, but he's always like sort of sinister. And then obviously he's throwing out curses left and right and shit. It's
Oh, he's so like
exhausting.
sensitive. He's so sensitive and like quick to turn on him too, which is amazing. I loved William Dafoe, and like his insecurities shined through. But that whole like, you know, why'd you spill your beans? It's so good.
I know.
God,
you're fond
it's
of
like
me,
it's so
Lofty. Like he's generally hurt there. It's like the only time he's
Yeah.
actually hurt too.
No,
like
right. Really though, yeah. Well, I think it's like it's crazy because I can't remember the dialogue to it, but like when he's like telling him like, "Don't tell me your secret," like I don't want to know your secret because if you tell me your secret, then I know it, and I'm like, I will judge you, you know, for it. Like it'll change our relationship if you tell me. And so it's like the whole like, why'd you spill your beans? Is I feel like it's more to him. He's asking that like, why would you do this to me? Why would you why would you give me this burden?
Give me the burden.
That you like, you know, that you have this. Cause it's like, there is such a part to it where it's like they're isolated together and it drives them mad. And I think this is great because this also feels like a movie that could have been just told on a ship. Somebody was like, they're just telling a story about two lighthouse keepers that went insane, you know, and they're adding in this like, you know, it's a tall tale. It just sounds like a yarn.
It is, and that's what Eggers does best is like the folklore, where it's like
folklore, dude.
There's a nugget. It's like, and that's what's so interesting. It's because he's so obsessed with like historical accuracy and like making the sets and the language and the dialogue, like everything so accurate to when it's set. But yet the stories are like verbal fucking lineage of like a tale of a tale of a tale. And so like what's happening is so wishy-washy though. It's not like I don't think he could ever, I mean he could, but it would lose something for him to just film a straight up, very straightforward period piece. Like it'd be amazing. Yeah. But it needs to have these elements of the mythological and like it's like steps removed from the reality that every one of his movies feels like someone telling a story almost of like a legend. And so it's just like there's always this unreality. The Witch, even like The Northman, which is definitely his most like straightforward, but it's like it's legend.
But it's still legend.
There's an epic fight at a volcano and a fucking mythical sword
Valhalla.
and everything.
Yeah, they go to Valhalla. Dude, like it's like
Northman rules too.
Yeah.
And then obviously don't get me started on fucking Nosferatu, but like I don't know.
Well, Nosferatu, but that's what's great is Nosferatu has so much actual history in it too, which is so funny.
It does, like, but it's also the legends of the vampires, and it's like that draws on the real legends of vampires and like, but like how that evolved, and so it's like I don't know. It's so good. I cannot wait for Werewolf, dude. I can't wait.
I know. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's one of those things. Like my expectations are so high for all of his projects, but I'm still like I'm so nervous because he's gonna make a movie that I'm gonna be like, oh, this wasn't very good, and it's gonna scare me.
I know. I'm always scared, but like, you know how I feel about werewolf movies. How there's like not nearly enough of them.
No.
So Robert Eggers
barely any good ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not enough, and the ones that are there suck.
Yeah.
For the most part, there's some exceptions, but yeah, I don't know, man. This movie, for me, I can understand how it's not a lot of people's cup of tea. I think people generally, like general audiences, are like intrigued by it, and there's enough there, like we said, and the performances and stuff. But it's like for me, this movie's a 10 out of 10, man. I absolutely, I think 100%. This movie is a straight up masterpiece, and it gets better every time I watch it. I want to go watch it again, after we're done recording.
Me
I want
too.
to watch it again.
Well, I do too, because I like there's so much that I'm thinking about because I'm like, God, I want to see it again so I can be like I can analyze that scene. Like I think in my here okay, so I'm gonna give you a money minute while you look up Reddit's. I And dude, real quick though, you do have to guess. What do you think this budget is?
I would imagine lower end, considering my guess would be 30 to 50.
Yeah, buddy, that's what you would think, right?
I would
That's
think.
exactly. I thought 30. I said, oh, maybe they could have gotten away with like 20, 25,
50,
you know?
Yeah,
Easy.
maybe, but I was like the star power plus the sets and the film and everything, like I'm like, okay, I could see it pushing 50.
No, actually, you can just make this movie for $11 million.
11 million?
which is crazy. That's so low.
I was like, yeah, 25 maybe. Like bottom
20,
of the
yeah,
barrel, 11?
that's literally, I'm like, I was so freaking confident before I looked it up. I was like, I almost like was just going to put 25 and just be like, it's close enough. Yeah. It's got to be close enough. But $11 million, that is, and it's funny because this is Edgar's, like you said, he's done 4 fucking movies. This is his second film. And he was going to do The Northman. Well, he was going to do, so he had like 2 projects in the bank and whatever, you know, and he was working in the Hollywood system and he really hated it. And so he was like, man, I don't want to do this big budget shit. You know, I want to like do something else. And he's had the idea to do this. It's like, it really, that's why him and his brother wrote this. Yeah. It's because his brother originally wrote this movie like years ago, like 20 years ago or something, 10 years ago from like 2019. And so, but his brother like couldn't get it right. And so he's like, let me take it and actually make it like a horror, like more scary, you know, because his brother was like, oh, it's a ghost story, you know, in a lighthouse, but he was like, okay, I'm going to make it more like existential and stuff, you know? Anyways, yeah. So they wrote it together and that was his idea. And the reason it's so cheap is because 2 actors, and they're 2 actors who admired Edgar's. So like,
yeah, they both saw The Witch and were like, I want to work with this guy.
They loved The Witch, wanted to work with him. And how he got William Dafoe to work is he sent William Dafoe a Photoshop of him with like the beard and the hat. He sent him a Photoshop of that. And he's like, imagine this. Like, he's like, this is you, you know, let's make a movie together. And so
that makes sense. I saw something with Robert Pattinson too. He was saying like, he reached out to Eggers and was like, I want to do something, but
I want to do something weird.
And Eggers is like, oh, I'm working on this other thing. And then he's like, wow, let me know when you want to do, I want to do something
right. Some
weird.
English. He was like, oh, you just play like an Englishman or something. And he was like, I don't want to do that. It's not, that's who I am.
Yeah, he's like,
that's
let
what
me
he
know.
said.
Yeah. It's like, I want to do something real weird. And he's like, okay, well, I got something for you, buddy. Because this movie is very weird.
Yeah. And it made it only made 18 million in the box office. So that's not, it's like barely breaking even. They didn't even, you know, it's like typically you have to make twice as much to break even.
Some people respect art for art's sake. And that is one thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about A24 now, but that's one thing I like about some of these companies. It's like same with Ari Aster, where it's like, they give these dudes room to make the Blumhouse style. Like, I mean, they don't finance it a lot of the time, but they're like, they take the risks of being like, well, this is good film. Obviously it's not going to be a fucking $100 million return, but it's worth it for the artistry to have it exist. You know what I mean? And like put it out there. I feel like, and so like they, even though these guys, cause I know same with Northman, it's like, it wasn't A24, it was like Neon or Sony or some shit. And everyone was like, oh shit, that movie cost a lot. And I mean, go listen to that episode. I don't remember what we did to Northman a couple years ago, but, yeah, I don't know. It's good that he gets that chance. We haven't done all of his movies, have we? Yeah, we have. We haven't done Nosferatu.
We didn't do Nosferatu.
But we've done The Witch, and we didn't do
Nosferatu.
No, we haven't. I put it on a couple lists, but it didn't win.
Oh, that's so funny. Now we need to. We'll have to do it for Horrortober, like, if we don't do it before. Yeah. Well, 100% we'll have to do it for Horrortober. Because like,
I want to watch it again. And so Horrortober is enough time, too, where it's like, I'm ready to watch it again.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what I got for Reddit. I haven't seen them yet, so let's see what we got. So, Competitive Bat 5831 says, this is actually, he commented, he says 2 comments, because he's in this one, he says, how have you not seen Schindler's List? Also, Heavy Month should have that old fat camp Ben Stiller movie. I'm sure that's aged well. And then edit, I commented in the wrong thread. And then about this movie, he says, how has this been out for 5 years? Also, is Robert Eggers a storytelling god sent here to entertain me? Signs point to yes. An acting masterpiece with awesome cinematography. The movie builds a slow descent to madness for both protagonists. And where's a better place to go mad than on an isolated island with only one person for company after your relief is delayed/lost? The sound mixing design is fantastic and makes going mad seem like the natural conclusion. The acting performed by Dafoe and Rob Pattinson is probably the best of the year and should make everyone wish Batman could swear off against the Green Goblin more often. Right? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Swab, you dog.
Yeah, you dog. Yeah. I'm a bit of a wiki myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, so yeah, thanks.
Swab,
dude.
you bat.
I know. I'm glad you enjoyed it because I'm pretty sure you weren't living here, but I saw this movie in theaters with him. Competitive bat.
Yeah, no, I saw it in theaters. In Seattle.
Oh. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I think you're better than me.
Too cool, bud. But no, it's funny. I actually was going to say something really quick. Thank you for that comment. on the sound design, honestly, this is just for this one specific thing. I actually liked the sound mixing. I watched it with headphones on, and all of it it's like very rare that a movie's mixed well, but like the version that we watched, whatever's on Plex, is mixed so well. I really liked it because in theaters, the foghorn was like too much. It was like so blown out. Like it didn't seem right. Like the rest of the movie seemed good, but that like foghorn seemed like blown out. And I'm sure that's probably an effect. I don't know, but it could have been
That's
the theater
the
too.
Dolby sound, baby, or something.
Well, maybe I don't know, but like when I was watching on the headphones, it still is very present. It's effective, but like I kind of liked it more personally. But the mix is solid. It's rare that you get a good mix, home entertainment style.
That's
outside
true.
of like a big.
I wish I could watch more movies with headphones
criterion.
because it's like you do get a lot out of it, from audio than my shitty TV speakers,
Yeah.
But like with my glasses, like just sitting here fucking kills, and then my stupid little ear holes can't have earbuds either. So it's like
That's right.
I'm
You're gonna need to
haunted.
get one of those domes.
Yeah,
Those, like
I
those.
need, like,
they have
a
those
hole
domes
just-
that just goes around your head, and you can just sit in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I need. Clones of People 2 says, first watch. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is one of those I can't explain why I have not seen this because I knew full well I would love this. Cinematography, this is so amazing. You know what I love more than deliberate black and white is deliberate unusual aspect ratio. This is not even 4:3. It's 1.19 by 1, which is even more claustrophobic and restricting. Right? I know I didn't even mention that from the get go. I'm just like,
Well,
but I'm so
I know. I forgot to say it's literally this. It's as square as it can get. Like they literally can't make a frame they can't make a film.
They
frame
can't because
any
they
more
really
square.
will open up the realm to fucking an Eldritch God if it is just 1 by 1. They got to have
Right,
the
if it's
0.19 there just to appease the film gods, I guess.
Well, and it's like, what's crazy is that was only used for like a couple years, like that, that
makes
actual film.
Well, that's why
ratio, but-
the cinematography I love so much too because it's just like it just attests. It's just like no, we're gonna make this look. I'm gonna make the camera fit my vision. I'm not gonna get a camera and film my vision with it. I'm going to Frankenstein a camera to fit my vision, and that's exactly what they did, and it fucking pays off, man.
It's so good.
Anyway, he goes on to say, sound design, background noises of horns and the sea and the rain and the waves. It's atmospheric and miserable, and I love it. Acting. I mean, it's Willem Dafoe. What can I say? The guy from Twilight wasn't bad either. I loved how
Dude,
rich.
no, Rob Pat has he has surpassed that Twilight.
Dude.
Like he's fond of it. He's like, yeah, it's a terrible movie, but he's like, I was a kid. What do you know? I was a kid.
I'm gonna
getting
shout
money.
it out. We'll never watch it, even though I will put it on a list. You'll never win. But the first movie I saw Robert Pattinson in that I was like, oh, this guy is a force to be reckoned with is The Rover, dude. The
Rover.
It came out like
that
2017
Australian movie, right?
Yeah, it's like kind of dystopian, post-apocalyptic, and it's Guy Pearce is the main character, but Rob Pattinson's like a secondary character, and he's so fucking good. Like maybe the best of his career. honestly. Like,
Really?
please,
Yeah.
please watch it.
I
It's a good movie,
thought
too.
the one that I always like Mephistophelisis or something, whatever it's the one.
Oh
like,
yeah, we saw that
but-
the Cronenberg.
yeah.
What is it?
yeah. I liked that one with him.
It was
I thought
pretty
he was
fun.
great in that, but
That was good.
it's like,
But nah, it's fucking good time. Like, I don't know, he's great.
I know. Yeah, he's so
a-
good.
Anyway, he says, I loved how rich this film is thematically. Power dynamics, obsession, isolation, reality, descent into madness, mythology. So much going on in multiple ways to read into this. I particularly liked the distortion in time where I never quite knew how long they had been there, and also never know what objective reality is. Pattinson is disconnected to his own identity and is going nuts. Defoe is gaslighting him, and he's already gone nuts. The camera and the form of the film is unreliable. Altogether, this is a very mythological and layered and deep. As I expected, I loved this. More masturbation than I expected. Yeah, thank you. No, it's good.
100%.
Great comment. Thank you. Yeah.
I've seen the movie and I forgot how much masturbation was in it. But like when Rob Pat is masturbating in the boathouse and he's getting rained on, and you see his just perfection, slender frame. His his body. But like when he's like trying to, it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's so wet. He's so saturated.
So wet.
Like, this movie is wet and the movie inside it is wet.
Yeah,
Like,
and honestly, I forgot what it's like. He goes to sneak up on Willem Dafoe, and then like the splooge comes down. But you're like, ew, like because he's whacking it and it comes down. But then you're like, oh, that's not splooge. That's not normal. And then there's the tentacle. You know, the sea beast god. I don't even know. The bride of the fucking Triton. I don't know, dude. So good.
it is, yeah.
Anyway, that's the Lighthouse. That's all I got.
It was,
for you.
yeah.
See
Here,
this
I'm
movie?
gonna read my review though, because it's like I gave it in 2019. I gave it 5 stars, and I went, it's blah. This is a really blah good film that I'm sure will blah be reviewed in every very good film class for decades. Blah.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all.
I did.
God, I need to get back with Letterboxd, dude. I've been slacking.
I know that's like the last one I've done.
It was like 6 years ago.
Letterboxd in years. Yeah. No, it literally has been like Horrortober, I think, was like the last time I did it.
That's what wears you
done.
down. That was for a while, and then I caught up after Christmas, I think. But anyway, we're done with
That was
Black and-
fun.
Sadly, I'm glad we picked
I
it.
know.
But I'm sad we're done because, goddamn.
Let's just go for a year, baby. Let's just.
Yeah, I
That'd be
know.
kind of fun, though,
We'll
dude.
go back and watch
honestly, that'd be
older ones
that'd be
to
kinda
get
fun.
the fix to, and
Well,
then
that's
we
what
can
I'm saying.
compare.
It's like what we should do is every month, whatever genre we do, it can only be a black and white movie.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And Horrortober, all black and white movies.
Dude, yeah, we're just
So Nosferatu.
this is the cult of black and white podcast.
Yeah,
I'm never changing the filters back on YouTube because they've all been black and white for this month. I'm just leaving them, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, next month we're gonna do the best of 2025 as the Oscars are coming up, and just kind of wrap up and hopefully see a couple movies that we missed, because that's the thing too. There's always too many movies, man. There's
I know.
you go back. There's no time to watch the classics because you're trying to keep.
I want
up
to try
with
to watch
all the good shit that comes out, because there's a lot.
I
want
to try to watch the shorts this year too. That's something I never watch them, and they always look so good when they show them.
Yeah,
like
I watch
the
a
shorts
couple of
and
the animated
shorts.
usually, a couple of the animated shorts usually, but maybe, hopefully.
But I want to watch. Yeah, I want to watch all of them because I'm always like both live action.
I want
and
to watch
animation. I'm
one of
always
the
like,
documentaries. I always say, I'm like, fuck,
that's
that looks
true.
good, and then I never do.
We're posers, yeah.
Yeah.
We sleep on docs so hard. I'm
I know,
so sorry.
which sucks because I
them, but-
love them too. But like, I do.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
it's just
like when we did documentary month, it's hard to talk about. Like, we could do another hour on the Lighthouse probably, but
oh, easy peasy. Yeah,
documentaries, you're like, here's what happened. It was a documentary, and it was a,
dude. I didn't
interesting.
even
It's
talk
too
about
real.
the seagull. And him beating that seagull to death is so brutal.
He did. Had to beat a real seagull to death. It looked too
every single time I see that, which has only been 2 now, but it is the
see
it's
it
the
in your
number,
dreams.
It's the number one thing. Like after that, no, literally, like for years after, I think of that. Like I just think of that. Like I kind of think it comes out of left field a little bit, slightly. but it's also just the whole movie's just like psychosis. Like it's just a
I know.
fever dream.
I
So
feel
it's
like
kind
I'm
of just
really
like there's really no it's like kind of one of those things like the pacing is so perfect. This movie's great. We just got to end it here. Love this film. Go see it. 5 out of 5.
Go see it. Thank you, everyone who voted on YouTube,
Oh,
Reddit. Go to Reddit.
Yeah.
Help us
I did
pick.
want to say that a little peek behind the curtains. I think that we should do March as Sundance because that would be
Yeah,
that would
we
be
were
a nice
talking about
send-off.
that. We should do that. Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Mary wants
So
to do
people-
another month. She wants to do like a like women focused month or something like that. She was saying. So I told her she could do it maybe in April or May or something. Her birthday's in April,
Okay.
so maybe we'll see.
Yeah, April. Yeah,
Because
sounds
she's
good.
like, I'll come back on. She's been wanting to come back on and pick the movies and help pick the movies and stuff. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I know we haven't had a guest for a minute. We got to do that. Yeah.
All right. So okay, thank you
Cool.
everyone. Go
Yeah, check
vote.
us out on Patreon.
Check out
please.
Patreon. We're gonna. Well, we'll probably never do more stuff. One day we
But
will.
we've got some funny. There's some funny shit on there. Go look at it.
Yeah, it's
we'll still give you stickers. We got some stickers.
I got
and we've
some
got books and mugs and bracelets and stuff. So you just go on there. Yeah, we'll send it to you.
Camera's over here now.
I know.
I
Yeah.
was like holding it up to here.
I was like, what are you doing? Yeah. Hell yeah, baby.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh, bye.